Hi everyone, welcome back to Nails by Sora. Today is going to be hopefully a short video because I am really tired. I've kind of been burning the candle at both ends. I live under the assumption that I can do everything all the time and not really suffer any repercussions, and life has been really difficult for the past 3 years, as I'm sure it has been for all of you to one extent or another. But been having a lot of things going on in my private life lately, and coming off the holidays and doing all the videos during that time, and being the type of person that wants to do a little bit of everything, especially with the nail art, learning all the techniques between dip powder, gel, acrylic, painting, general, manicure process, advanced, painting on nails and techniques and whatnot. The type of person, my personality is very all or nothing. And it's very hard for me to rein that back because I tend to, if I slow down, then I end up just stopping altogether. So, that being said, I'm going to try to still, get the content out that I want to, but at the same time start focusing more on my personal health, because that's something that's been in rapid decline. If you heard that buzz, that was my washing machine. Sorry, my dryer. And I need to get more sleep. I need to start eating better. I need to get more active because I've been so wrapped up in the nail videos for going on, almost a year now, that it's basically consumed everything that I've been doing. And I've let other things slip. So I'm going to try to, get more of a balance with the different things that I'm doing in my life. I'm seeing double right now. But I still really want to get this video out. And we all see the different trends going around with nail art in the media. This, one actor or actress gets their nails done and it's, oh my God, that's, I've never seen that before. Here's how to get that nail design, whether it's the glazed donut look by Hailey Bieber, or there was a red one recently that went around, red with chrome on top. And now it's Nicola Peltz Beckham's Blizzard French, which honestly, it's just a French ombre with some sparkle on top. And I actually did something very similar a couple of months ago on my own hands. So I'm just going to redo it. I don't have all the products that was used on her nails, in terms of the exact white, the exact pink, the exact sparkle, whatever. I didn't read any of the articles. I don't know if it was dip powder, if it was gel, but I figured it might be something that someone would be more interested in watching. And also, it didn't really turn out as well as I'd wanted to last time I did it, so I figured I would try doing it again. Why not? So usually I use an ombre brush for ombres, so I'm going to do that again. I did see a different technique with it in terms of how to hold the brush and drag it down the nail. So I'm gonna see, if I can get more of a smooth transition and have it on the right portion of the nail, because last time when I did it, it was more of a white nail versus an ombre nail. So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to do 2 nails, one gel process, one dip process. For gel polish, I'm using Madam Glam gel. I'm doing Cherry Petals, which is the lightest pink that I have, perfect white for the ombre portion. And then I'm going to, this is actually a matte top coat, but I'm going to use it for the sparkle that's embedded in it, and then I'm going to shiny top coat on top of it. And then for the dips, I'm going to be pulling out my Rebel French dips, and this is Tara which is a light pink, and Betty, which I believe is a flat white. The one I used last time had sparkle in it, but this one looks like it's a flat white. And for the shimmer, I'm going to be using Dipwell's Winter Disco, since it's I don't think I actually said it. It's called the Blizzard French. So I'm going to do the top coat in the Winter Disco. So now we've got our first coat of cherry petals. I'm going to go in and do a second coat, but I'm only going to pull it part way up the nail. So starting at the cuticle line, and going kind of pulling a little bit up the nail. I'm not dragging all of it. I'm leaving the bulk of it towards the cuticle line, and then I'm just lightly thinning it out as it goes up the nail. And then I'm going to take Perfect White, and I'm going to go from the opposite direction, starting at the free edge and pulling it towards the midline. Then I'm going to take my ombre brush. I'm going to make sure that that the bristles are softened. And then usually what I've seen people doing is swiping back and forth, but I've always gotten really streaky lines when I do that. And I've always seen them hold the brush mostly perpendicular to the nail. But all the videos I've seen lately are holding it parallel to the nail. So I'm going to try that. And kind of just blend the lines, slowly going towards the cuticle line, wiping off the brush a little bit. And then just really trying to focus on that midline, making sure it's well blended. And that's actually pretty good for right now. I do have the lines in it. Just gonna clean off the brush and see if I can smooth out these lines. Maybe just drag some of this color down to level it out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cure that, and then we'll go in with a second coat of the ombre. Ow. All right, so instead of ombreing the second coat with cherry petals, I'm going to ombre it with clear base coat, just so that I can get a little bit more of the white coming through. So I'm going to do the same thing as before and start with one color. I'm going to take the white a little bit further up this time. And I'm going to do the other side with clear. Stay. I'm going to push the clear up to where the white is. That way I don't get it on the brush. I did get a little bit on. All right, so wipe off the brush before it goes back into the bottle. And then just as before, I'm going to pull some of the white down. And then I'm just going to drag the two colors together. This one's going to be a lot easier because you're not blending two colors. You're just thinning out the white with some of the base coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my long liner I'm just going to try to get rid of some of these streaks from where the ombre brush made somewhat of a pattern. I've got something on the nail. I've got some unevenness up here, so I'm just going to pull the clear down. Make sure that all areas of the nail are covered. All right, so I'm going to cure that. All right, so I'm going to cure that, and then we're going to go into the glitter overlay. All right, so my sister happened to call while I was recording this portion of the video. So this is the next night, and I am dubbing in what's missing. This is it's called Serious. It's a matte top coat that has glitter embedded in it. And obviously, as it says, it's top coat, so it's supposed to be meant to finish off the nail. But I really like the shimmer that's in it. It was part of a duo that shipped out as a freebie with purchases in January. And this one is called Serious. It's kind of like a blue-white pure shimmer. So I thought it would go perfect with this nail. So that's what this is. I did one coat, I cured it, and then I went in and I did a glossy top coat to finish it off and make it shiny. And now I'm going to send you back to me in the past. All right, I'm back. I had to take a phone call, so the portion that I am not narrating will be dubbed in after the fact, which you'll already know because I probably already said it. I actually decided to change, instead of the Winter Disco for the dip process, I'm going to use their Jelly 01. I've actually not used the Winter Disco yet, so when I opened it up, I saw that the base was gray. It's a beautiful color. I'll have to use it before winter ends, but I didn't want to lose the ombre by putting a gray base over top. So I'm going to be switching to DGel 01, which is a jelly color. JL stands for jelly, and it's just a clear shimmer. So that's going to go over top. I'm going to be using my Azura Beauty dip liquids. And as with before, I'm going to do a first coat of the light pink Tara. I'm going to grab a cupcake liner. Just for this spill. And then I'm going to do a normal coating of dip base. always hairs all over the place. That's what you get when you have cats. All right. Now I'm just going to dip this in and wiggle it around. You could also, if you're doing this on your own nails, you could also pour over. And then we're going to give this a minute or two to dry. Since we're just doing the one nail, have to make sure it's dry before we go on to the next step. So I'm going to use a stiff scrubby brush, and I'm going to lightly dust the surface of the nail to get any extra dip powder off of the surface. If you don't have a stiff scrubby brush, you could always use a fluffy one. Just be aware that it won't thin out the nail as much as you may want. You'll need a fluffy brush and a cupcake liner or something for the powder to dust into. I'm going to do our next coat of dip liquid. Need a little bit extra for these long nails. Make sure you get the edges, the free edge, the cuticle, and that you wipe off your brush before you put it back into the bottle. Now for this, you'll have to move a little bit quickly. You're going to tap harder and closer to the nail where you want the most color to deposit, and then you want to pull it away and tap lighter to feather it out. Then you wipe off your brush and go into next color, which for our purposes is the white. The reason I say you want to work kind of quickly is because since we're using dip liquid, it's going to air dry. So you want to make sure you deposit as much color as you can while it's still wet. You can see that the middle of the nail where the pink is still shiny. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more dip powder to dry that out. Wipe off the brush, pick up a little bit more white. I'm gonna let this sit, dry, and then we're going to do a third coat. With third coat, I'm gonna go in reverse, and I'm going to do the, what did I start with? Did I start with the white or the pink? I start with the pink, so I'm gonna go with the white, and I'm going to bring it a little further up the nail, and then we'll reverse and do the pink. Okay, so once again, we're going to dust off the nail. I'm not gonna dig the brush into the nail tip, you're just lightly scraping across the surface. Going in with our base coat. Now you can of course do as many coats as you want to. I'm just going to do 3. So this will be the last one. I do have a bit of a thinner application on the, what's that called? On the sidewall. So I'm going to concentrate my pink over there. But I'm gonna start with, and I'm gonna angle it down because I don't want the white to dust towards the cuticle line. I'm gonna go in with the white first. Get the most concentration towards the tip where you want it to be the brightest, and then slowly start feathering it up the nail to thin it out. Tap it off, and then reverse sides. Getting more where you need it. If it's a little bit more transparent in certain areas than you want. Get along the cuticle line. and start feathering it up the nail. That black spot in the middle of the nail is on the gummy stick, the blue tack that's attaching the nail to the wand. Alright, a little bit more white here. Don't know if it'll stick at this point because the nail's probably pretty well dry. We're gonna let that rest. All right, brushing off the nail once again for the last time. You can see we've got that gradual gradation from white to pinky nude, which is great. That's exactly what we're looking for. So the last part is to add in the sparkle shimmer. With this one, I'm not going to dip in. I'm just going to dust it over the top because I don't want to run the risk of diluting the ombre too much. Tara is a little bit more pink than I was looking to use. Should have used more of a nude. I don't think I actually have a dip nude. But we're going for that classy, elegant French look anyway. So these are traditional French tones and colors. So as before, I'm going to use my fluffy brush, and I'm just going to up from, a bit higher. I'm going to dust it over top. Sorry, the breeze was blowing it. I'm like, where do I put the brush? Just lightly tapping. If you have clear, you could do clear over this at the same time, just to make sure that the nail completely dries out. I'm going to concentrate a little bit more towards the tip. And now I'm going to actually take my acrylic clear, if I can find it. Okay, I can't find my acrylic clear, so I'm going to use my sparkling pro clear. And I am going to pour it into the cap. Dip in the tip and wait for that to dry. Alright, so that's going to conclude this video. You can obviously see the difference between the two, not in that one is gel and one is dip powder, but the fact that the Tara is a lot more translucent. You can see through to the gummy tack that's on the back. But that really goes to personal preference, what you're looking for. The gradation between the white and the pink on the gel nail is a little harder to see through the camera, but it's definitely there right at that point. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I didn't bore you too much at the beginning with everything that I'm doing in my private life, my personal life. But if you have any comments or questions or suggestions for upcoming videos, please put them down in the comment section below. I will list all the information on the products I used in the description box below, and I will see you in the next video. Please give me a like and a subscribe as always, and hit that notification bell. Bye.